What's most intimidating? How old everybody looks today.
Yeah.
And Amos High.
6 o'clock, call the August 23rd, 2021 meeting to order. Ask clerk to take.
Walters.
Here.
Vogel.
Right
Here.
front.
Anderson.
Here.
Sarchet.
Here.
First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. I have no additions or corrections. I would take a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Walters.
Yes.
Vogel. Yes. Anderson.
Yes.
Sarchet.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, public comments. This is time and place for comments for any item other than those that are in a public hearing. If you wish to speak, I'm asked that you would contact the city clerk by 5 p.m. or approach the podium. Anybody want to speak? Nope, hearing none, seeing none, moving on. Consent agenda. Take a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call. Oh,
Just on the P, item P, the city fees, did we do exercise to align? I couldn't tell which ones changed necessarily in the list, but just wanted to make sure I'm sure you are, but doing our due diligence on the cost of whichever department is doing the work and where
Yes.
we landed with some of the things are in line with the general atmosphere.
Yes, so that is why we are updating the fees, is to ensure that we're recouping our costs. I know there were quite a few that we updated for public works, but that was just to make sure that we were recouping our costs for sign costs. The cost of an irrigation meter did go up, so we increased that. And maybe a few police department items. I think that is it.
Okay. I mean, and nothing, the ones that I knew of and the other ones, nothing jumped out. Just wanted to ask. Thank you.
Yep.
roll call, please.
Anderson.
Yes.
Sarchet.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item under business item A, resolution 2021-85, approving preliminary plat and final plat for Simmer Plat 1. Speaking of this,
Yeah, I can. Kyle Hallett is here as well. This is a plat for a 4-lot subdivision. This property was recently rezoned to PUD, and the PUD allowed for either smaller single-family lots or by-attached lots. Developers choosing to go ahead forward with the by-attached lots. So this would be 4 lots, 2 by-attached homes. We'll have a rec trail in front of it. There's a rec trail easement that's being provided and a sanitary sewer easement that'll be provided, and the driveways will be shared. So there'll be only 2 driveways. So each of the units will share 1 drive. Kyle, if you have anything else you wanted to add, or?
No, I do not. I think kind of straightforward.
questions or comments?
I think there was a question at P and Z about maybe utility pole that's right in line with the path that needs to be moved. Are we?
I've got some emails into Mid-American for the gas and electric. And they're backed up just like everybody. Several weeks I kind of get to it. So
Okay.
yes, they are
But moving the poles will put the trail straight.
potentially, yeah. I assume that we're gonna have to do that.
These will be similar to what you did on the Stanley property.
Correct. Yeah. Same square footage, same potential look. Somewhere in that family. Yeah, they're just gonna be attached rather than detached.
So thank you.
Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Vogel. Yes. Anderson.
Yes.
Sarchet.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, second reading of ordinance 2021-1900, amending chapter 69 parking regulations. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Vogel. Yes. Anderson.
Yes.
Sarchet.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Motion Motion carries. Next item, Snyder and Associates Incorporated Engineering invoice for June 2021 services in the amount of $79,869.50. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sarchet?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
I'd like Catherine to go over these all individually, so we're not done in 5 minutes.
We won't be done in 5. Roll call, please.
Sarchet,
That'd be going. Yes.
Walters,
Abstain.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item under reports and particulars. The first item is recognition of the Fire Department 2021 award recipients. Chief Mitchell put a little note here in front that said that they held a banquet and family picnic last Tuesday. And he mentions that there were 5 different awards: Responder of the Year, Recruit of the Year, Medic of the Year, Firefighter of the Year, and Officer of the Year. He says the Responder of the Year goes to the individual that responded on the most calls. Eligibility for the Recruit of the Year are those individuals that have less than 1 year on the department, which is voted on by the members of the department. Medic of the Year is voted on by their peers and involves anyone that has the emergency medical technician or paramedic certification. Firefighter of the Year also is voted on by their peers and includes those that have a minimum of Firefighter 1 certification. Only officers are eligible for Officer of the Year and is decided by all the members. I'd like to express the appreciation to all the members of the fire department for their devotion and dedication in a challenging year of 2020, to say the least. And we really appreciate everybody's extra effort. So everybody deserves an award this year, but we will call out a few special people that you recognized the other night. Responder of the Year this year goes to Matt Miners. Recruit of the Year goes to Michael Doyen. He'll really be a recruit a year after he's been a recruit. Sorry. Medic of the Year, Zach Dunham. Firefighter of the Year, John Mitchell. Officer of the Year, Tyler Rommel. So good job to all of those who are being recognized. Good job for putting something together for them.
Yeah, it was delayed, postponed. We usually have it in February, so
Right on.
COVID, I don't think we was in any shape to have a banquet or a get together back then, so postponed it to the family pick. I was glad to recognize those that their peers thought deserved that award. I echoed, they all did wonderful job.
Good job. Nice job to recognize them, and thanks for the cheat sheet. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything out there in the audience? Anybody up here?
I'd just like to say that when I have calls from or emails from citizens with concerns, how pleasant it is to make one phone call, because I always tell people I'll check on it and get back to you. I can make one phone call down here at City Hall, find out the information I need. Emails I can forward on to those concerned citizens, and it makes the job a lot easier, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, staff.
Couple quick things, so I don't get the
Oh, sure.
groans from the other side.
David, in
I'll make it long. Want to shout out to those guys as never a winner of those awards. I know how much effort it does take over and above the normal effort that everybody gives. So glad to acknowledge those folks. I did want to call a couple other things. So we had a meeting with the user groups of the soccer complex shortly after our last meeting to kind of go over the parking situation, recognizing that on busy days, typically the spring, not so much in the fall, softball, baseball isn't busy, but it's a little bit tough, and we don't have the spots, and the permanent solution is coming in the regional park facility. But started a conversation, and I think a good conversation with those user groups to try and make it a little bit safer. So hopefully the follow through is there, and wasn't anything from Jason Tran. It's a new position. I want to be very clear of not putting him in a bad position, and that could have been a tough conversation. I know he's not here, but that came from up here. So again, not probably a ton, but I think there's a good recognition that it's not a ideal parking situation. I'm trying to be as safe as possible. And then, so the census data finally came out and I think there's been a lot of to-do about the growth numbers and I don't think there's any reason to be anything other than proud of our growth numbers when people want to move to your city and live where you do. That's a good sign, I think. But for me, the underlying data around home ownership, value, and some of the other pieces that were in there, albeit difficult to navigate in spots. Thanks for Chelsea finally getting me to a spot that is a little bit more usable. But that's kind of what was more encouraging for me. That is something that I think is different than grow numbers. And you're seeing that, and you're seeing that at very high rates all over the place. But what you're not seeing in those communities is the amount of home ownership, the value, and the overall dollar amount of the valuation that we have. A lot of it's more residential than commercial, maybe ideally, but anyway, I think there's a very good and encouraging, strong community story to tell those. So, that's all I have.
So in relation to the census, our official census number for 2020 is 5,543 residents. I just wanted to make sure that was spelled out in the minutes. I know we had quite a few people calling and asking that question before we had received our results, so maybe they can find it there. That's all I have.
Great. So I do have one more quick thing. We've got paperwork here tonight for elections for 2021 city candidates guide, a couple people up as well as this seat, and I will not be filling out paperwork this year. After 30 years of service to the city of Polk City, it's time to take a seat. So after 30 years and 8 years here, I'm not planning on rerunning for this office. So you'll have a new person sitting here come first year. But I'll have more to say as time goes on. Part of the reason for doing it is I do strongly believe in term limits. I think that's part of the reason we have problems across the board from the top down. And to say that I believe in that and not practice that, I think is a mistake. So after 8 years of mayor, I've enjoyed it, and I will have more to say next coming weeks. But that's all I have.
Sorry to hear it. Big shoes to fill. I have to count here, I think.
I was waiting for it.
4 mayors I've served under, and I've always felt like every one we've had has been a step up. I don't know if we can continue that now.
I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure to serve with you. I was looking forward to at least, can you run for just a half a term?
30 years seemed like a good round number.
Yeah. I've often thought the same thing.
No, 30 years seemed like a good number. So we'll see. Anyway, do you have anything else to add, or would you like to?
No, I have plenty to add, but I won't. This
No,
time.
I was just looking at the last item on the agenda.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I was sure hoping you'd change your mind.
I know you were.